So here are the changes in version 4 of the Explorer Assistant. The first change is that we now, by default, show all of the Explorers that you have available with the model name and then the Explorer names on the bottom. And one of the reasons that we're able to do this is we're no longer requiring examples at all. So it does a great job actually just working directly with the Explore definitions. But this is still the case where you're able to provide examples, and everything works more or less the same. Um, but also conveniently, we give you a nice little link here to actually go visit the Explorer. So the goal here was that out of the box, you get a better experience without having to do any more complicated setup. And now, instead of having to go back into BigQuery to get the metadata about examples and refinements and what explorers to show, we actually just have a simple configuration file that comes with the code base. So you, by default, if you do nothing, then it'll just show you all of the explorers that are available to the user. But there's a lot of things you can do. The first thing you can do is you can provide a whitelist. So if you provide a whitelist, it'll only show these explorers. If you don't provide a whitelist but provide a blacklist, it will show all the explorers that you can see minus these ones. And this one, if you provide some values here for looker groups, it will show you a not authorized page. So if you want the link to be available, but you only want to slowly release it and only want some folks to be able to see it. The sample questions here are also controlled here. So this is just controlling that user experience of what are the canned questions that they can ask, and is not used at all for examples. And finally, this allows us to actually greatly simplify also the manifest and the permissions needed for the user. The user does no longer needs run SQL query, and so they no longer need developer permissions, and they can so it greatly simplifies the core API methods that are required. The me method is required here to get the users groups if you need that. If you provide a whitelist, you also don't even need all look-ML models. This is just for the case where you don't provide a whitelist and you want it to go find everything that it needs. So much simpler, which is great.